Hey!
Hello!
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm a little cold, but I'm very excited to ask you 73 questions if you're ready to get started.
So ready.
Okay.
So ready.
So first and foremost, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is Patrick. I am a fourth year undergrad student here at the University of Edinburgh, and I study politics. I'm originally from York, which is in the north of England. It's about 2 hours away on the train from here.
Very nice to meet you, Patrick.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm gonna have you try this again, but this time you're not allowed to be humble. What amazing things do you do?
Oh, wow, thank you for asking. So on the side, I do a lot of student theatre. I really enjoy that. I enjoy the acting. I'm actually directing a show at the Edinburgh Fringe with one of the student societies. And I also am involved with a lot of the sort of campus political groups as well, the Labour group in particular.
Wow, that's so cool. Who's your favorite actor?
My favourite actor? Oh, you put me on the spot a bit there. Tom Hanks, let's say Tom Hanks.
That's a good one.
Can't go wrong there.
So how do you like the University of Edinburgh?
Yeah, I mean, I've loved my time here at the University of Edinburgh. It's been a bit interrupted by COVID, obviously, but considering that, I've made great friends here, I've had some great experiences, and I'll be really sorry to leave, actually,
Yeah,
in a few months.
So you have a few months left.
Well, I'm here till sort of September time.
Okay.
I've handed in my last essay, so fingers crossed that I'll be getting the marks for that back soon.
Yeah? So if you had to choose again, would you choose the University of Edinburgh?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I think I would. I think I would. Knowing what I know now, I picked it as just kind of on a whim, really. I'd been to Edinburgh once before. I didn't really know anything about the city or the university. But now knowing what I know about the people that come here and the experiences you get to have, I would definitely choose it again, yeah.
That's so good to hear. So can you tell me a little bit about what you want to do with your politics degree?
Yes, of course. So I've been lucky enough to get a job that starts in a few months' time. So I'll be working for one of the MSPs here in Edinburgh, so that's Member of the Scottish Parliament. So that's sort of just down the road from here. So I'll be sort of answering mail that comes in from angry constituents, really. So looking forward to that.
That sounds fun. Okay. So to talk about fun, I know in America, at many of the universities over there, they have crazy parties, frats and sororities, and just extreme school spirit for their sports. Is it like that here at the University of Edinburgh?
I would say it's probably a bit more relaxed than that, maybe a bit more informal. We don't really have the sort of the frat thing. I'm a bit confused as to what that is, to be honest. But like there's lots of parties, if that's your thing, and all of the societies have a lot of social things going on. But when I see films about American colleges, maybe it's a bit less intense here, I think.
Yeah. So what makes the University of Edinburgh special?
I think the city, really. The fact that you're right here in the middle of this city, which is so historic and has so much going on. You've got the Fringe in August, this huge cultural festival that people come from all over the world to come and see. And the university is dispersed throughout this city, really. I think it's
very cool.
Amazing.
So where are we right now?
So we're in Bristow Square right now, which is sort of in the middle of the central campus, right next to the Student Union, TVA, which is looks a bit like Hogwarts, and also McEwen Hall, which is the graduation hall where I'll, fingers crossed, be graduating
Yes.
in August.
Very exciting. Can we walk a little bit more around the square?
Of course.
Okay, very cool. So would you say that this is a really old campus? Are the buildings outdated or the curriculum?
I think you've got a mix, to be honest. You've definitely got some older buildings, like the Old College, which is where the law students study. That's really old. I mean, the university started in the 1500s, so it's a very historic place. But there are also much newer bits. There's a building behind the camera, which is very new building.
Okay,
there's
so
all
it's
kinds.
a mix-up.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Do you know how much tuition is to go to school here?
For an English student like myself, it's £9,250 a year. I don't know for an international student.
Okay, fair enough. So, what are some of the University of Edinburgh traditions?
Traditions? That's a good question. I don't really know if there are that many University of Edinburgh traditions. There's one myth, I will say, that you shouldn't go. There's a sort of a legend that you shouldn't go into Edinburgh Castle before you graduate because it's bad luck and you won't graduate if you do that.
Have you gone inside?
I haven't.
Okay, good.
So hopefully that bodes well for my degree program.
Yes, yes. So are there any stereotypes that you realize are true?
I think there are definitely some stereotypes about, you know, they're called sort of yars, which are people who sort of come up from London and, you know, are very posh. You know, you definitely get exposed to a lot of different people here, but that is one stereotype that I would say holds true, yeah.
Yeah. So what is it like to go to school with the Scottish people compared to back at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, at Edinburgh there aren't that many Scottish people. I have made a few Scottish friends in my time here. My dad is actually Scottish, so I do spend a lot of time with Scottish people anyway.
Okay.
But there's a lot of international students here, there's a lot of English students here. Scottish students, there aren't maybe as many as you might imagine.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, I want to hear your best Scottish accent.
My best Scottish accent?
Yes, can you give me a little sample?
Yeah, maybe I can. I've got two really. I'll go with the Edinburgh accent, which is a sort of more genteel one. Can you give me something to say?
Yes, can you answer the questions of what clubs you're involved in on campus or societies in your Scottish accent?
Okay, in my Edinburgh accent. So I'm involved in a lot of societies. For example, the Bedlam Theatre, where they put on plays, and also a lot of the musical societies. I do some of them as well.
That was really good.
That is, don't show any Scottish accent.
I could never do that myself. So, how far away from home are you exactly?
From my home in Edinburgh, or?
No, your home back in York.
My home back in York. So I'm not far from home, about 2 hours on the train.
Okay, nice and easy. What's your favorite football club?
My favourite football club? I'm not the biggest football fan, but all my family support Leeds United, so I'd have to say Leeds United.
Leeds, got it. Okay, okay. Can you give me your best American accent?
Yeah, sure. Like, hi everybody over there in the States.
That's so good.
Awful?
What is the social scene like here at the University of Edinburgh?
I would say the social scene is very good. You know, there's a lot of students, there's a lot of societies, all of whom do socials, and yeah, I think the people here are fun and, you know, fun to socialise with, and yeah, I think there's a lot going on really.
On a typical weekend, where could you find a University of Edinburgh student?
You might find a University of Edinburgh student on Cowgate, which is where a lot of the clubs are, or over in Newtown, which is also where some of the nightclubs are, but also, you know, you might find them in the library desperately typing up a paper.
They
that's
work hard and play hard.
Exactly.
How often do people go out a week?
Gosh, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're in first year, I mean, it can be, you know, anything from, you know, five to 7 nights a week. If you're in fourth year, maybe a little bit less, perhaps.
Yeah. How late do you guys' parties run until?
Gosh, I mean, you know, the latest I would say, I was at a party in the Fringe that went on until the following day.
Oh my gosh.
So.
If your school was an alcohol, would it be a fine wine, scotch, beer, or tequila?
If my school was an alcohol,
yes.
maybe a tea with a shot of vodka in it, something a little bit maybe crummy.
I love it. So how many libraries are on campus, if you know?
Oh, off the top of my head, I want to say 3. I mean, I'm sure there must be more than that, but the ones I've been in, probably 3.
Okay, really random. What's the best bathroom on campus?
Best bathroom on campus? some really nice ones on the 4th floor of the library, I would say.
What's your typical class size?
Typical class size? Again, it depends on the year. In the first few years, they're maybe quite big, but in the year 3 and year 4, sort of 10 to 15.
Yeah. How many hours of homework do you do a day?
A day? Probably not as many as you should. But I don't know. I mean, it depends, doesn't it?
No, that's fair. Do you have any studying secrets that you'd like to share?
A studying secret? I think it's just the classic, get rid of all distractions, and I've never been one to listen to music when I'm studying. I think just silence. Maybe that's a bit of a boring answer.
Has anyone caught your romantic eye?
A few people.
Okay.
A few people. It's not always been met at the other side, as we said. But no, I'm single at the moment. If anyone's interested, just mention in the comments. Just mention in the comments.
Mention. 1 to 10, how attractive is the student body?
Oh, I think quite attractive actually compared to other universities. I would say maybe 7.5 on a good day.
Okay. Hookups or relationships, what is the dating culture like?
I mean, it very much depends, I think. It very much depends. Both, either or.
Okay. On a scale 1 to 10, how fashionable is your campus? 1, the bummiest of bums, 10, ready to meet the queen.
I think people are quite fashionable here. I wouldn't necessarily include myself in that, but I think Edinburgh University students maybe have quite a fashionable reputation.
Okay,
I think
cool.
it's fair to say, yeah.
How much do you walk a day?
I think walk quite a lot. I mean, the university's throughout the city, so you're always sort of walking from place to place, and it's a lovely city, so it's nice to do that.
I'm absolutely freezing right now in May. What is the temperature during the winter?
The temperature in the winter is freezing, has to be said. But I mean, it's absolutely worth it. But there's no escaping the cold here. I mean, even in the summer, I mean, this is May right now, and it's pretty cold.
Fill in the blank. If I had known blank about my school, I would have never chosen it.
Sorry, say that question again.
If I had known blank about my school, I would have never chosen it. What would you stick in that blank?
Okay, if I'd known the hours of work involved.
Fair enough. What's the most embarrassing thing you've seen somebody do on campus?
On campus? Oh, I mean, all sorts. I mean, people in the library just do go mad sometimes. I saw a thing in first year when someone dropped their trousers in the library and was sort of, just standing up but it wasn't like a prank. It was they'd genuinely just gone a bit mad. It was. I felt sorry for them.
I can imagine. Who's your favorite alum?
Oh, I mean, there's so many to choose from. I mean, I'm a Labour Party supporter, so I'd have to say Gordon Brown, who was Prime Minister here a bit ago.
Do you feel like all socio-economic classes are represented here?
I think yes. I think they definitely are, but honestly, I think maybe there's quite a lot of well-off people here, and I think maybe the university could do better at representing working class people. I think that's fair to say.
That makes sense. Do you think there's a lot of diversity?
No, I would say probably not. Edinburgh is Scotland as a whole is a very white country, and I think Edinburgh has a reputation as quite a white city as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of, in recent years there've been a lot of societies founded to address that, and they're doing a great job, but it's definitely a problem, I would say, yeah.
Okay. If you could change anything about your campus, what would you change?
I think the class thing, I think I would change. I think it would be nice to get more people from the working class and from state schools here. I think that would, because Edinburgh, there's a lot of private school people here. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's nice to have diversity sometimes.
Yeah. Describe the best party you've ever been to.
The best party I've ever been to? I think the best party I've ever been to was It was my friend Reagan. It was his 22nd birthday party, and it wasn't a particularly wild party, I would say, but it was just a lot of my good friends, and yeah, and it was just really fun.
It sounds like a good time. So why do you think the University of Edinburgh chose you?
Why do I think they chose me?
Yes.
Well, I hope it's because they saw intellectual promise in me, but I don't know what the actual reason was for.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I do have a huge question. Do you think the University of Edinburgh is the best university in Europe?
In Europe?
In Europe.
That would be a very bold statement. Honestly, no, probably.
Okay,
I
so
probably think it's not.
You don't think it's the best in the world, that I'm guessing. So which university do you think is?
Oh, well, I mean, I couldn't say that. Do I think it's the best in Europe? Maybe not, but then I don't know anywhere else, do I? So I guess by process of elimination, maybe I do think it's the best in Europe.
Okay, fair enough. So should everybody watching this video apply?
Yes, you should definitely apply to the University of Edinburgh. As I say, I'll be so sorry to leave this place, and if you have half as good a time as I've had, then you definitely won't regret it.
Amazing, that's the end of the interview. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course, I'll see you later.
See you later.
All right, bye.